My name is Paolo, and together with Katie I rode the 765 kilometers between Lowestoft and St Davids in 2021. Please watch the introduction video in the playlist for more details. The entire journey took 10 days, and this video shows our ride on the last day, from the village of Llechryd to the St Davids Cathedral in Wales. There is a blog post available containing more details and pictures on icycle.com. The link to the post is in the top right corner now. If you have seen any of the previous videos, then you probably know what to expect from this one. We do understand that these are rather long, but they do cover every meter of the way, and breaking them down into smaller chunks would be just too time consuming. Thank you for your support and patience. We hope these videos may be of help to you if you decide to undertake the same journey. Please do pay us a coffee if you think they helped you somehow. Cilgerran was the first town in today's route, just a little over 3 kilometers from Llechryd. The weather was perfect for cycling, in fact, sunny with almost no wind and just slightly warm. The town has its own castle ruins, the Cilgerran Castle. The first castle on this site is thought to have been built by Gerald of Windsor between 1110 and 1115, and it changed hands several times over the following century between English and Welsh forces. The stone construction of what is left today began in 1223 under William Marshall, the second Earl of Pembroke, and it was abandoned by 1400 and left to ruin. Although there were many ancient buildings and castles in the regions of England and Wales we rode through, this was the first one we actually visited and spent time in, other than churches, of course. It was the perfect day to fly the drone, and we certainly took our time looking around. I even had to replace the drone's battery once, so I hope the pictures give you a good impression of how interesting the ruins are and how nice this region of Wales is. Hopefully the next 3.5 minutes of drone footage are interesting and not over the top. I was trying my best and hoping that my best was just good enough. Perhaps one day I'll eventually master the skill of flying these machines, or perhaps they will eventually be so intelligent that they will fly themselves. The castle sits above the River Tyfi and backs onto a cliff face, and its remains include 2 substantial drum towers, as you can see.
Time for a love potion, a little sweet and spice. Throw it all in a cauldron, mix it up real nice. Fire in my eyes, stir counterclockwise. I dream of you all night. Filled with devotion, follow the signs. With this devotion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling in love with me.
I have loved castles, especially ruined ones, since I was very small. My mum is a medievalist, and her enthusiasm for the Middle Ages really rubbed off on me, to the extent that when I was about 7, the thing I wanted most in life was to be a page boy in medieval England. So visits to castles like this were a highlight of our summer holidays in the 70s and 80s, and it was lovely to spend some time at Cilgerran. Being able to use the drone meant that we could get a real feel for its very impressive location, perched high up above the river, which would have made it much harder for marauding troops to attack. There are only 2 fortified towers because the other side is protected by the river. There's another link for me with Cilgerran, because apparently one of the founders of the original castle was a Knight of the Order of the Templars, and he is buried in Temple Church in London. That's somewhere where I have sung many, many times, so I will have seen his tomb. I'll check for it next time I'm there.
I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling deep in love with me.
In 1938, Cilgerran Castle was handed over to the National Trust and is now open to the public with free entry. Today it serves as a wonderful historical site with scenic walks down to the river, providing a glimpse into medieval Welsh history. I'll leave links to the National Trust and Wikipedia sites in the description below.
Follow the signs. With this devotion, you will be.
We didn't stop until we reached the last Via Beata way station in this journey, which you'll see in about 10 minutes time. We had a very good breakfast at the hotel before we left, and we were feeling strong and determined. We also knew we had quite a hilly terrain ahead of us, and in fact our tracking data indicated we rode 1070 meters of elevation on this day, making it one of the hilliest of the entire journey. This is to be expected of Wales, but knowing of the challenges ahead does not make them any easier, of course. Some sections on this route were quite steep, albeit short, so there was quite a bit of bike pushing on this day.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me.
As you watch us cycle along these lovely roads, it occurs to me that something I've not mentioned is that we were riding this during the Olympics, which were held in 2021 after being postponed the year before because of COVID. The time difference between the UK and Tokyo meant that we could only really watch first thing in the morning, but that gave me something to do while Paolo painstakingly packed up his kit. The two of us have very different approaches to packing when on a bike tour. I throw everything in plastic bags, and if it all fits in my panniers and there's nothing left in the room, then I'm done. But he's much more careful about where everything goes. This did at least give me plenty of Olympics watching time.
Hold tight,
This was one of today's longer stretches of walking, and you'll see how narrow the road is when a car comes past, so it was definitely safer for us to push our bikes than it would have been to wobble our way up.
I never thought I'd feel like this. Feel like this. Feel like I never thought I'd feel like this.
This gate is the entrance to the Ffald y Brenin religious retreat, 2 miles from the village of Pontswain in Wales. This is where the last way station on the Via Beata is located, at least at the time this video was made. Like any other pilgrimage route or trek, the Via Beata is dynamic and evolving, and I know Steve and volunteers are still working on adding more way stations along the route. This way station is particularly notable for being located at the top of a very steep hill. Even just pushing my bike up was quite challenging for me. Despite the difficulty, the rewards you get from up there are the fantastic views of the valley below. The way station is a simple cross at the top of the hill, and one interesting aspect of it, for those who have done the French Camino to Santiago de Compostela, is that it is reminiscent of the Iron Cross between Fontsebadon and Manjarin in Spain. At first, they look very different, but there are stones with words and messages written on them and other artifacts left by pilgrims and visitors at the base of the cross. So there is a clear resemblance. We spent a few minutes contemplating the view and immersed in our thoughts until it was time to leave for the town of Llechryd, the final stop before St Davids. The Ffald y Brenin Religious Retreat is a Christian retreat center and house of prayer for Wales and all nations. Hundreds of visitors come to visit or stay every year. They have simple accommodation available, but you'll need to pre-book. And because it is a religious retreat, you'll be expected to adhere to their daily routine of peace and quiet, and perhaps also participate in their daily prayers. Keep this in mind if you're not a religious person. I'll leave a link to the Ffald y Brenin website in the description below. These little things are something you'd only notice if you're traveling slowly. The red dragon, or y draed coch in Welsh, is the symbol of Wales, of course. It represents the Welsh people's resilience and victory over their enemies. Fishguard was our last stop before arriving in St Davids. Its nearby harbour in Goodwick has frequent ferries to Rosslare in the Republic of Ireland, and is one of the main connections between the UK and the Republic of Ireland.
First off, I'm not your regular dude. I bust moves like a young MC. Yeah, sorta that would be me. I be thinking about putting down the mic one day, then I get some more love and the player gotta play. What can I say? I'm a Leo to the finish, man. I love God, so my faith won't diminish.
In Fishguard, we had coffee and a piece of cake in the excellent Manning's Cafe and Tea House right in the center of town. It was a bit tricky to traverse the inside of the cafe with our bikes to get to the beer garden in the rear, but the cake was delicious and well worth the stop.
My thoughts clearly like Professor Laz. Do you remember Rap City with Vision and Laz? I'm looking at the front door, bless the main source. You're full yet, wait till I hit you with the main course. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money go residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money go residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA.
Girl, I've been peeped the situation. Thought I didn't know that you was playing, but it's all good. It's all good. Baby, it's alright. It's alright. You had me believing at the start that I was the one who stole your heart, but I guess that's how you flow. See, I don't even know why I waste my time with someone that I know who ain't really mine. But after it's all been said and done, girl, I know you ain't the one. So play on, move on, 'cause I saw you creeping out.
You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money go residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. You was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money go residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I'd rather listen to try, push it along. You like my raps, but really I write songs. I like to do it like this once in a while, to show some versatility and make you all smile. It's been a long time coming, I know, I feel it too. The more I take a break, it's like the more I break through. With my timeless space boy funk, I'm on point and bless this microphone every time I anoint the pen, the pad. I face the bad head on, escape inside the music's in my diaries. The song gets on till I write my next verse, then I go again into the studio. I feel I gotta flow again. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility.
Saw you creeping
This is quite a long section of video without much in the way of things to say, so I'll take the opportunity to say a couple of words about why I was so enthusiastic to do this pilgrimage. I first visited St Davids Cathedral when I was very young, on a family holiday that inevitably involved visiting castles and churches. But when I was 17, I came back. I went on a walking pilgrimage with the other teenagers from my church choir, which took us around the Pembrokeshire coastal path, starting near Fishguard and ending at St Davids Cathedral. There were about 10 of us kids, plus a couple of adults, and we stayed in church halls and youth hostels. It was a really wonderful few days, and happened to coincide with what was at the time the hottest day ever recorded in the UK, at just over 37 degrees centigrade. Happily, we were on the coast, so it wasn't actually too hot for us. I have hugely happy memories of that time, so I was delighted when I first heard about the Via Beata, and I'm very grateful to Paolo for wanting to ride it with me.
Queda y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos, y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, y más allá. Convierta en rayos y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad y más
What you can't see on this video is that we were quite close to the coast. We kept getting tantalising glimpses of it, but we waited until the following day to go down to the sea, as St Davids is slightly inland.
Siempre hay que descubrir la manera de vivir. Este lugar, esta tierra, tiene tanto que ofrecer. Tiene tanto que ofrecer. Tiene tanto que ofrecer.
We arrived in St Davids just after 6 in the evening and headed directly to the cathedral, which is the end point of the Via Beata. But I'll let you hear from us at the moment we got there. Hello!
Hello!
We've made it! We are in St Davids, and behind us is St Davids Cathedral, which is the smallest cathedral?
I think so.
The smallest cathedral in the UK, maybe. So after 765 kilometers, or
475 miles.
we are finally here. Yeah, 10 days. 10 memorable days. Now we're gonna just walk to the front of the cathedral, where I think it's in here somewhere. Stop our watches and clocks and whatever, and then head to the hotel, have a rest, right? For those that want to do it as a coast-to-coast ride, the sea is all around us here, but I think the nearest beach is over there, right? So we're gonna, not today, but tomorrow we're gonna have a stroll at the beach.
Go swimming in the sea.
Not me.
Me.
Yeah, okay. No swimming for me. Not in these cold waters, anyway. So that's it.
Thank you to Steve and co for setting up the Via Beata, particularly, because we'd never have done this if it wasn't already sort of in process as a route. And we've really enjoyed seeing all the way stations along the way.
Even the really difficult ones to get.
Up really big hills.
The last one today was Jesus Christ. I mean, I felt like him. I felt like Jesus carrying the crucifix, not the crucifix. What is it? The cross. I was just obviously pushing my bike up, but
it was a steep hill.
It was. It's difficult, but even that one was worth it. So that's it. Via Beata done. Let's see what's next to come.
What's next?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Come on. This concludes the Via Beata and the series of videos we propose to produce to show you every meter of it. However, Katie and I thought that St Davids and surroundings were way too interesting not to include in this series, so we will publish one last video showing some details of our walk to White Sands Beach the next day. That might be interesting for those who want to take the challenge as a coast-to-coast ride rather than ending at St Davids. We will add some drone footage at the beach, as well as pictures and details of the cathedral, and the walks we did in the few days after, such as the visit to the ruins of St Non's Chapel and the Wishing Well, which are considered the birthplace of St Davids, as well as other things it might be interesting for you to know about. Take it as a bonus video to conclude the series, as a great way to show you why you should do the pilgrimage yourself, or at least to entice you to visit St Davids. I hope our experiences helps you avoid making the same mistakes we've made, and if this video served you, please feel free to donate a coffee to help us with the cost of maintaining the blog and the work of producing this material. Depending on when you're watching this, you may now be taken straight to the final bonus video of our time in St Davids. Thanks for watching.